Hey guys, how you doing here? Today we are tackling another random project, insulating an exterior garage wall. Obviously a lot of benefits here, getting the temperature up in the garage, as well as a chance to reorganize everything. As you can see, it's kind of a disaster. I've pushed everything that was on the wall over to the side of the garage. And the first step to do this is to remove everything from the wall. Go through, you can see I've got all kinds of screws and all kinds of random things. I am going to remove everything, make sure there's no screws or nails that could stop the insulation. Like you see, I got some screws up there. And let's get this thing started. All right, welcome back. Pretty good progress. Took about an hour and a half to remove everything from the wall. And I went through, pulled any obvious screws, obstacles, anything in the way. And I guess we're ready to insulate. I went ahead and just went with the R13, cost-wise. Not trying to build a house here. I think it'll do more than what I needed to. So let's get started. All right, so we've got our standard R13 fiberglass rolls. Paid about, it was about 12 bucks a roll. It says 40 foot, 40 square foot. So gonna have to give me a minute here to figure out how long this baby is and what kind of coverage we're gonna get. Took the measurement, 104 inches, that's like 8 foot and some inches. So let's get started. All right, so I started at the top. I'm going down, center it up, put some staples in, and then I'm going to cut at the bottom. All right, so I've got one piece in. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do it in place, so I think I'm going to switch my strategy. Put it up, but then take it down, and that'll be my master template. And then I can cut several pieces. Should allow it to go in a lot faster. Now, I'll pull that down. I can measure some of these babies out. This is difficult. What I like to do is use a board. Maybe you can press it. There we go. So just keep repeating that and we'll cut a bunch of pieces. Staples goes probably every 12 to 16 inches, or if it's just sticking out, go ahead and pop it in. All right, it's 2. right, 1.5 hours later. Got the insulation up, so next comes the vapor barrier. Wasn't too bad. The biggest thing I think I learned was cutting the insulation. How he do it here again. The garage project continues. I just put up the vapor barrier. I stapled it along the studs. And I just got a 6mm from Home Depot. 6mm. And I went ahead and put it up. You can see I stapled. Put it along the whole wall. The drywall is going to go over top of this. Now there's a lot of contemplation with the craftback whether you need the vapor barrier, but for wind control, it's pretty windy in our subdivision. I'm going to go ahead and use the vapor barrier because it's not that expensive and it will just give us that extra seal. So something else to note here, just by putting the insulation up, it's currently 38 degrees outside and temperature in the garage has already come up to 54 degrees. So we're 16 degrees higher with the insulation in. All right, we're back in the garage. We've got the vapor barrier up and picked up some drywall. I just went with the 3/8 inch. No sense in having super heavy things. And I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the drywall up. I got some drywall screws, 1 5/8, and I'm gonna go, I'll have a diagram. I'm gonna go 4 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot. It's 20 foot, 20 by 9. So no matter what, I'm gonna have that top ledger piece. Not much I can do about it. But let's get going. So I got the first set of drywall boards up, and luckily it does appear to be ending about right on the stud, but it looks like I probably should shim off just a little bit because the stud is right here. So when I go to put the piece beside it, it's gonna overshoot it. So I'm gonna trim that off. All right, so I used my square to drop some lines down so I can tell where the screws are. And then I'm just going through, shooting some screws. Trying to put the heads in a little bit deep so they cover up better with this spackle. First layer on. Second layer is going to be a little different because I'm going to throw some speakers in the wall. So stay tuned on that. So I'm going to get some spackle. We'll go over one quick coat over the screws. Something to notice when you're driving these screws, you want to countersink them a little bit so that when you go to put your spackle in, it covers it up pretty decent. All right, spackle time. All right, how you do it here? Progress, third coat of spackling. The reason I didn't do a ton on the spackling is there's tons of great drywall videos out there, and obviously I always try to keep my videos as short and concise as possible, but have to do the final sand. Then we will do the in-wall speakers. I ran the wires up in the wall. I got those from Monoprice for about 30 bucks. And prime, paint, and then put up the organizers. I got some speed tracks from Home Depot, which I'll show you those once I get it going. The goal is to make one gigantic continuous organization track down the entire wall so we can take care of this disaster area I have over here. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. 2 coats of primer, 2 coats of paint, and our wall is pretty much done. Next, I'm gonna install some Monoprice in-wall speakers. And I ran the wires behind the wall, and I'll use a stud finder just to double check, make sure the location is good, and we'll get that install going.